What's up, friend? Wine Guam, K-L-O-K-E-I-E. Welcome back. I realized I did not. Ooh, don't look at my nose. I realized I did not introduce myself for the new friends, the new BFFs. My name is A Real Journey in these social media streets. Welcome to all my friends that have been here before. Welcome, Black. Black is for expansion. Okay, here on my channel, I break down the connection between the energetic world and our spiritual world, friends. So, long story short, bish is what I like to call a smoke and mirrors energetic conversation where we talk about energy and stuff. Eventually, I would love to go live and stuff. The more people that tap in and start watching, then I'm going to start going live so I could really interact with everyone and get people's views and opinions, and we can have an energetic conversation about life, period, in regards to the smoke and mirrors that they put up, blocking us from our blessings, blocking us from our solar purposes and stuff. But it's going to end because bish is all about irrevocable solar healing, learning your purpose, moving forward in life, the divine being you were created to be, or that you are and created to be, because the things we doing now ain't nothing to the things that we can do that we've done already. So bish means that healer over there teaching healing of terrestrial knowledge, beginning irrevocable solar healing. So today, friend, on our third episode of Smoke and Mirrors energetic conversation, I wanted to talk about the moon cycles and phases, so you can have an understanding of how the moon energy works with us a little bit better. Because as you all know, hold on one second, I got my kids and then my nephew, they outside playing in this Elijah. Okay, friend. I don't even know where we left off. I paused the recording, so I'm gonna pick up where we left off as best as possible. And my kids and my nephew is back inside, so I don't have much time. So anyway, like I was saying, this video is to break down the energetic effect and the purpose of the moon seasons. As we already know, we are connected to the moon. The moon is connected to our emotions. The moon is connected to our subconscious mind. The moon operates off of all 5 brain waves. Shit. I would say, yeah, all 5 brain waves and stuff, because you need all 5 brain waves to work with the moon. It's constantly sending all types of energy to us, messages to us, and guidance to us. But yeah, all 5 brain waves, if I'm remembering correctly. But go watch the seasons video and no, not the seasons. Watch the seasons and the planet / zodiac video I made, just so that way 100%. Because like I said, I get these downloads. But anyway, because I'm rambling. Okay, so let's get into it, friends. So as I was saying, we have, as we already know, 4 moon cycles, 2 waxing, 2 waning. We have a waxing crescent and a waxing gibbous. We have a waning gibbous and a waning crescent. And then we have 4 transitional moon cycles: the new moon, the first quarter moon, the full moon, and then the last quarter moon. So winter season, it happens during energetically, during the waning gibbous moon, universally. So that, as we already know, winter is a time of reflecting, releasing, by acknowledging the aspects within that are hurtful, hurting, unhealthy in all aspects, and imbalance. So as you already know with winter, if you saw my seasons video, you already know what's up with the winter season. So when the waning gibbous moon happens, that's what season we're in. The last quarter moon energetically throughout the universe. This is when we transfer from the winter season into the springtime, setting us up for rebirth. So the transitional moons, you know, new moon, first quarter moon, last quarter moon, full moon, those are like toe boots, I would say. I would describe it as toe boots, for when we, like, just like when you're going traveling on the road, you have to check in at the toll booths on the freeways. Just when you're entering a different state, it's the same with the moon cycles. Every moon cycle, from new moon to full moon, we are traveling through different frequencies. We're vibing differently. We're supposed to, and then every time we hit a transitional moon phase, that's a checkpoint letting us know, hey, you're entering into a new phase or dimension or cycle or part of a cycle and stuff. So at this point, it's time to check in to see if you should ascend further or if you should stay at the same frequency, or if hopefully, which I see, that's nice. I was about to say hopefully not, but we do it anyway, unbeknownst to us. You descend, which is why we have our, as I mentioned in my placements, planets, and zodiac video, why we have the dark night of the souls, or for those of us who are new to your spiritual journey, at the end of the day, it's just a lot for a lot of us when we hit those very hard times, like the ish hit the fan. Like, let's say you lose your job, or you break up, or or you know, somebody gets sick and stuff. Those are like ish hit the fan type moments that happen within our lives. And then that's when a lot of us, when like we have those type of moments, that's when you go and you're seeking guidance from, you know, I shouldn't say anything, but some of us, yes, anything and anyone. You know, some of us you turn to religion. Others, you turn to some type of substance and then you get hooked. Others, it might be exercise. You could use it in a healthy way. You could use it in an unhealthy way by overdoing it. It just depends on where you at, your frequency you're on, AKA where you're at in your life, and how you vibing. You know, how you process all this information that we intake through our experiences, how we're processing it through our mental body, our physical body, our emotional body, and our spiritual, our soul body, solar body. So, like I said, the last quarter moon is the transitional time from the winter to the spring. So during the last quarter moon, it's like, okay, like I said in the seasons video, that's when you're supposed to be sitting down with your higher self, and y'all supposed to be creating y'all game plan, and whoever else is on your energetic spiritual counsel and protectors and guidance, you know, whoever and stuff. So that way you'll know, okay, are you ready for this rebirth or are you not? Which happens universally. You know, that's the energies that universally is what is pushing us to rebirth. So during the spring season, you know, that's the season, like I said, that's the season we just left out of. I'll get more into that in the other video. But anyway, during universally, that's the season where we're asking to forgive ourselves, what we're for the things that we're acknowledging. We're learning about the things about ourselves that we did not acknowledge before, that's within us, that was unhealthy. We take accountability, we take a responsibility by forgiving yourself. Because like I said, when you forgive yourself, it's easier to be more loving towards yourself. It's also easier to be loving towards others, because now you have a better understanding of why things did not work out the way you wanted within whatever aspect of your life, you know, that you're experiencing challenges and or obstacles. So when I say that, taking accountability, you know, meaning also you're stating mentally and verbally how we're not going to allow that memory or that aspect and whatnot to determine us, meaning who we are presently, determine who you are presently, because we are taking heed of the energetic, aka spiritual lesson our souls signed up to experience with the person or persons and or situations. And we are going to physically hold ourselves up. That's Mars energy, that's Mercury energy, that's Venus energy, Sun, and all the moon phases combined, and combined with our individual energy. All of that equals accountability to your higher self, to be more responsible with ourselves physically, but not only physically in a physical sense, but energetically, by not just talking, but actually walking the walk, which is meaning, you know, you're following your moon cycles, the moon cycles overall, and your own personal moon cycle, which is why I say it's important. What the?
My shoes.
Hold on, friend. I'm sorry. My lips. I should know something. Sorry. Which is why I said that it's important to know in my planet and zodiac video. Sorry. I keep saying sorry. That's because these kids is in the house and I'm trying to hurry up because my nephew is here and he not used to me recording, so it's like interruptions, distractions, and like I said in my video, planets and he keep coming in and out the room talking about his shoes. I'm sorry, friend. Like I said in my planets and zodiac placements, I'm constantly channeling. My third eye stays open. My crown chakra stays open. So it's like my brain goes dog, nephew, what is that over there? And it F's with me, and I get so easily distracted. So I deeply apologize, especially because right now I'm channeling and I'm trying to tell y'all about the phases, and he keeps coming in and out. Oh gosh, it's too much. It's too much for me right now. Let me pause this. Okay, I'm back, friend. I had to regroup, reset, and readjust my energy, and now my youngest baby and my nephew's in the same room, so and there's no place else for me to go. So anyway, they gonna excuse the background of them talking, but that's to me is just an omen how you gotta remember to have fun. And I'm gonna move to a different room. Have fun, friend, on your journeys, in your process of while we're transitioning and working with the moon and the moon cycles. Make sure you're having fun, because otherwise, like when we're dealing with our when we're dealing with ourselves, you know, our heavy energies, and we're relearning how to look at ourselves in a better way. It gets real, you know, it gets real, and you could forget and get lost in the sauce, and then all of a sudden you're like, those heavy energies will overtake you. So you got to remember to have fun like a kid, you know, move like a child. Like I said in my placements in zodiac video, you have to remember to see life through the eyes of the child, meaning your number one self when you were little. Please go check out my gene placements and zodiac planets. I keep saying placements. The planets and zodiacs video, because I go hard in explaining, breaking down the spiritual aspect of the Jean Piaget theory and stuff, so you can have a better understanding of like us when we were smaller, and have a better understanding of why all of us is effed up the way we're effed up and stuff. So anyway, moving on. Like I said, So right now we're at the point where I was talking about being accountable for yourself, but not just physical, but energetically, by not just talking, but actually walking the walk. Like the Migos say, walk it like I talk it. You know, for those of you who are familiar with that song in the Migos, I don't really like their music, but I do kind of like that song. And so I like the chorus, I'll say that, but I'm not a Migos fan. But anyway, they repeat themselves too much. But yeah, but like that song say, walk it like I talk it. Or who was it? What's that? These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, who made that song? That was my jam too, back in the day. Now that's more of my vibe. But I like both songs. But anyway, I can't sing, but I still do because it's from the heart. But anyway, friend, we're in the last quarter moon phase, so that's the purposes of the last quarter moon. And like I said, in order to walk it like you talk it, you do this by being mindful of ourselves, you know, both energetically, meaning your emotions, your thoughts, as well as physically by how we speak to and of ourselves. Hashtag Mercury and Sun energy, you know, because Mercury is the communicator, the translator, the gossiper. It's the tea spiller. You know. Hey. 1 second. Okay. Thought I had to get up and regulate up in here. These kids. But also, like I said, it's how we speak to ourselves and of ourselves. And therefore, that will reflect how we treat ourselves. Hashtag Venus and Sun energy. Because, you know, Venus is all about love. But it's predominantly about self-love. And stuff, because when you don't love on yourself, that's an omen. My nephew and my son, hey, don't do that. Azale, pick it up. Like I was saying, that's an omen right there with these two little boys being up front. Because when you don't treat yourself well and you don't speak to yourself well, that's exactly what happens. It creates inner conflict between your present self, your future self, and your inner child, as some people would describe. You know, your inner child, your past self. It's like, hold on, there's too many things going on. It's too much conflict. What is this? And then next thing you know, all aspects of you, all of your bodies, you know, your mental, your emotional, your physical, and your spiritual, aka solar body, they're arguing and stuff. It's too much conflict. And then people have a little breakdown somewhere, like he just did. My son throwing chalk and ish. You gotta get it together. But anyway, now so that was the last quarter moon. So moving forward, we have the waning crescent phase, which is the energetic reflection of springtime. You know, we're creating our final drafts of our plans, strategies, techniques, routines, aka rebirths. You know, we're playing, getting ready to play and have fun like my kids are doing in the background. And then once we get our final draft going, you know, oh, I'm all over the place. That's the new moon. Then we experience the new moon. So the new moon is the Excuse me. I am recording. Lower your voice, please. Thank you, Mr. Bossy. Okay. So the new moon is the transitional energy from spring to summer and waxing crescent moon, from waxing crescent moon phase, or from waning crescent moon phase to the waxing crescent moon phase. So now we are leaving the seasons of preparation and going into the seasons of action. Remember in my seasons video, I go hard and talk about how during the summertime, you know, which is what the new moons are all about. is all about you planting the seeds of the plans that you have, your new strategies, your new techniques that you've been working on through the winter time, that you've been having deep powwow discussions with your higher self and your spiritual team, as well as our divine ether father and mother, to talk about, okay, what soul contracts did I sign to experience? What have I not learned in not only in this lifetime but in past lifetimes? Okay, let me do this differently. Let me rewrite my Akashic records. Let me revamp my energy, both energetically in my solar body, so therefore in my physical body, so I move different. And in the summertime, it's all about energetically. It's all about figuring out, tweaking. You know, what did I say? The medicine wheel. It's all about tweaking and adjusting things where and when you need to, you know, by playing, finding that balance, finding what works for you, because summertime is Gemini energy and Cancer energy. We kick off the season in Gemini and Cancer energy. So therefore, it's all about building up your mental strength, so that way your emotions will follow the patterns of a more healthier mindset. Because when you think of yourself as a high vibrational divine being, which you are, friend, therefore you will feel it, and therefore you are irrefutable, you're invincible, and you can have and be and do whatever you want and you feel. Hashtag to the Jean Piaget theory with the that stage 2 pre-optional. You know, the pre-optional stage, which is ages 2 through 11, which is when we're learning, we're reconnecting to the delta brainwaves. Yeah, the delta brainwaves, where we're starting to imagine again, you know, and we believe in what we imagine. We're still working on our inner self. We're still primarily focused on our inner self, but as we get stronger in our mentality, as far as what we believe to be true from the aspect and perspective we are currently at within our lives, therefore you can create it. So like I said, with the Jean Piaget theory, that's the second stage. So if you, like with kids, they believe they're superheroes. You can't tell them nothing else and stuff. It is what it is, and what they said is what they said, period. And you know, because that's where they're at in their lives. That's what they feel. Please go check that video out if you have not, because then you can have a better understanding of the purposes of the new moon. So that way you can start planting your seeds in a lot healthier soil, quote unquote, and you can garden, aka tend to yourself the way you are really supposed to and stuff, because that's what the new moon is all about. That way, when we leave the new moon going into the waxing crescent moon phase, which is the phase energetically where, like I said, we're in the summer solstice season. So that's the time of the year that we work our plan. We figure out what works and doesn't work, change all we need to change, which is why we kick the season off with the inner planets predominantly working with the zodiac constellations that have mutable and cardinal energy, because summer is also all about nurturing yourself. Because when you take care of yourself, you're grounding yourself by loving on yourself, you know, by putting you and your needs first and foremost in a healthy unselfish way, you know, or a healthy selfish way, as I like to say, you know, because the more you take care of yourself, the deeper your love for yourself becomes, the more you're satisfied with yourself, the more happier you are. Therefore, the more powerful you are. Hence the imagery of the Rider-Waite's Sun card. That's what I got when I sat with the new moon energies. Every time I sit with new moon energies, I think of that card, you know, with the baby on the naked white horse, which intuitively I saw through my higher self, through my third eye. I saw the image representing us when we're first born energetically. The baby and the white horse combined shows our pure raw innocence, our freedom, and untainted as of yet power, much like how I described in my spiritual perspective or energetic perspective when I broke down the gene Piaget theory. That's the first stage of the gene Piaget theory from ages birth to age 2. Age 2. The sensory motor. Sorry, sometimes my tongue in English, baby, it don't work because my higher self is like, you supposed to be speaking this other language. I'm like, but anyway, sorry. But like I said, that's us, untainted as of yet power. Think about a baby's power to energetically tell us what it wants and get us to do what it wants without saying anything. That's power to me. Okay. I see, babe. You got the red car, see, just like my nephew, he just came up to me because he was like, here, look at this. He ain't said nothing, but his gestures, his energy, his actions reflect, I want some attention. Let me show you this real quick. That's the power of energy. And we don't even realize that that's what we do every single day, even as adults, that you either how you're attracting or even deflecting the energies to you that could either help you or hurt you, aka how you're activating contracts to have certain experiences, as well as inviting certain people into your life that either are going to, at the end of the day, it's a reflection of where you're at. It is. So either you're activating contracts or reactivating contracts of lessons, or you're activating until you learn them, and then that's when you move forward and are able to activate the divine ones that you were intended to receive eons of lifetimes ago. Which is why I said in my planets and zodiac placements video that the money we have now, I don't care how much of a multi-billionaire, millionaire you are, that's freaking chump change compared to what you're supposed to have gotten eons of lifetimes ago, but you didn't get it yet just because of the simple fact that none of us have ascended the way we have. We have not connected all 12 of our consciousness back to one, into within our minds, and reunited our souls into our bodies. One mind, one soul, one body. That's all our souls wanted to do, was to bring that goddess consciousness, or sometimes I say God is God consciousness. A lot of people will say Christ consciousness, but at the end of the day, it came from who? Our parents that created us all. So therefore, goddess consciousness down to earth. That's how you create real heaven on earth, and not this, excuse my language, bullshit, because my kids around, bullshit that they trying to give us now. I don't want that no more. Y'all better catch these vibes. But the first quarter moon, moving on. But the first quarter moon is the transition from summer to fall, and waxing gibbous moon phase energetically, that's the fall season, a time to reflect on what worked and what didn't. This is the weekend phase. We make sure our T's are crossed and our I's are dotted. Much like, in the fall season, you're taking into account what you have learned and what you have not learned, where your weaknesses were, where your strengths were. So that way you could get your notes together. As I said in the seasons video, for the big powwow meeting in the winter time. So that way you can regroup. You can go through all your past experiences in this current lifetime throughout your past lifetimes within all the planets, that in all the frequencies that we transition through each moon cycle, each month, each week, each day, each year, each century, each decade. It's like for real. It's deep like that. But until we bring it all the way back to the full moon, which is, I write it down. Why didn't I do that? Okay, so the full moon is when everything comes full circle. So every year is like the earth, the planet, Gaia, goes through a universal energetic ascension, which we are all supposed to be following every season, every month, every week, every day, every minute, every hour. Like, it's deep like that and stuff. And don't think too heavy on it because it can be overwhelming. Just have fun, flow with it and stuff. But that is the purposes of the moon phases and the moon cycles. I will break it down even further. Yeah, so that way you don't go the wrong way, as my 3-year-old son was saying. And you can start flowing the right way, friend, in your life. But that's all I have for you. My next video will be, what is it? Oh, me breaking down the Leo new moon that we just had. And stuff. But I'm gonna pin these videos so that way everybody can always refer to these first before they jump into my zodiac tarot, astro tarot readings and stuff. So without further ado, peace, love, and bliss, friend. Bye.